right, thanks, Dave. Well, we're going to take some time here to recognize a milestone in Central Illinois broadcasting. Today is Bob's 30th anniversary of delivering news and more from WMBD, and our producer, Robert Stevenson, put together a little retrospective of what Bob's done here during that time.
This special presentation gives us a chance to look back at 30 years of broadcasting here in Central Illinois, courtesy of Bob Larson. It was May 23rd, 1971, when he set foot in the WMBD studios for the first time. Now you are used to him as the anchor of the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock newscasts here, but did you know that Bob had humble beginnings in front of a weather map?
You know, for a weatherman, spring is one of the most challenging times of the year. And to keep up with the rapidly changing weather, I use our exclusive high-speed weather wire and keep in close touch with my friends at the Weather Service.
Bob continued to monitor that high-speed weather wire and stay in touch with his friends at the Weather Service for almost 20 years.
Red sky by night, sailors delight. Red sky by morn, sailors take warn. You know, folklore is just rich in advice about the weather, and for pretty good reason, because the weather affects the basic needs of man, his shelter, his livestock, and his crops. But nowadays, we predict the weather scientifically with a team of watchers and sophisticated equipment. But we still have to interpret that information that we gather, and it's that human element that's still most important. Join me on the weather at 5 and 10. You'll see what I mean. Arizona and southern Florida, or southern California, where it hit 81 today in El Toro. Let's take a look at conditions around the state right now.
In addition to his weather and news responsibilities, Bob took on something else, something that's made him part of Central Illinois.
Out there, and we certainly want to welcome you to the 96th annual Santa Claus Parade. Bob, I think best parades that we've seen in a long, long time.
I think so too, Diane. Ideal weather. It's a little cool, but getting us into the Christmas spirit. We have a southwest wind at 7, so it's not going to interfere too much today. Certainly the weatherman has cooperated. 40 degrees. Pretty typical for this time of the year, and thousands have lined the streets.
Bob's still a part of that holiday tradition, continuing to co-host the Santa Parade, and he continued his tradition of delivering weather and radio news until 1990.
Now, news with Diane Barber, weather with Bob Larson, and agribusiness with Colleen Callahan. Keeping you on top of the world. This is News Center 31 at noon.
Well, a changing of the guard here at WMBD Radio and Television this week. Longtime WMBD morning radio newscaster and News Center 31 midday weatherman, Bob Larson's making a move. Bob's leaving the John Williams Show after nearly 6 years on the air with John and Dan DiOrio. He will also give up his midday weather duties after a decade with Colleen and yours truly to make the big change tonight.
I'm looking forward to the evening side, working with Rolly and Dave and Tim and Susan, but mixed emotions leaving morning radio, which is where I grew up with. I started here in 1971, and career has spanned 19 years, most of that here on the radio side.
Radio's loss will be television's gain. Bob will become Susan Park's TV co-anchor on News Center 31 at 6 and 10, starting tomorrow night. And we wish Bob all the luck in the world.
Bob Larson, another good reason to switch to News Center 31.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you had trouble reaching out and touching someone tonight, Illinois
And that's where Bob is. The evening newscast right here on CBS 31.
Dialing out and receiving calls.
Clothing, hairstyles, and even co-anchors may have changed through the years.
News with Bob and Susan Parks.
Bob Larson and Shelley Dankoff have your first look at the news and weather with Bob Larson and Amy Paul.
All that may have changed through the years, but one thing hasn't. The best guy to deliver the news that's important to you day in and day out still does it right here on CBS 31. So on this, your 30th anniversary at 31, Bob, congratulations. Here's to many more years.
Of course, our full crew has been over there throughout the entire ordeal. The decision.
Oh, my.
Robert, thank you very much. Robert
job,
Stevenson, I appreciate that. And I just want to say, you know, it's a privilege for me to come to work every day and work with these people. And the dozens of people behind the scenes, and I get paid for it, too. That's even better.
And you're not going anywhere. This is just your 30th anniversary.
Right,
well, that's right. But
Oh.
it just really has been a privilege the last 30 years to be invited into people's homes and to work with such great people. And believe me, I want to thank the staff and management for making it a special day today.
God, thank you.
Oh,
Well,
it
you
was just
deserve
been-
it. 30 years here.
Well, thank you very much. It really, I'm just glad people put up with me.
I want to see the one in 30 more.
Oh, okay. I don't know what
I'll
I'll
even
look like,
have
but-
gray hair.
Maybe you'll help me out here. That'll be. Come on, Bob, hurry up.